Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking the Boston Red Sox. After making a change at the GM position early in the offseason, the Red Sox claim to be going full throttle. Unfortunately for Sox fans, the offseason has been the complete opposite up to this point in the free agent market. Though the Red Sox have done some addition and subtraction this offseason, notably moving Alex Verdugo to the rival New York Yankees for relief pitcher Greg Weissert and prospects. Shortly after, they made another trade, sending longtime ace Chris Sale to the Atlanta Braves for young infielder Vaughn Grissom. In other trades, Boston also acquired outfielder Tyler O'Neill from the St. Louis Cardinals and relief pitcher Isaiah Campbell from the Seattle Mariners. In the free agency market, the Red Sox lone move up to this point was adding Lucas Giolito, who is looking to get back on track after his tough second half in 2023. A underrated addition to the club who is already on the roster is a healthy Trevor Story, who missed half of the season last year and is expected to move back to shortstop after signing as a second baseman in 2022. Some other notable players the Red Sox need to see some improvements from are Masataka Yoshida, who will be entering his second season after moving from Japan, and possibly the most electric and intriguing player the Red Sox have in Jarren Duran. Now, let's take a deeper look at the 2024 roster. All right, guys, let's just jump into it right here. Blake, what do you got? They said they were going full throttle. Hasn't been exactly full throttle, but I think they've made some pretty decent moves.
Yeah, not the full throttle that the Red Sox fans want. That's for certain. Full throttle for Red Sox fans would be a guy like Cody Bellinger, but there is a lot to like about this lineup. I like Jarren Duran at the top. Vaughn Grissom, young guy they bring in the Chris Sale trade. Obviously Trevor Story coming off of an injury. Tristan Casas needs to take another step, and obviously you got Rafi Devers in the middle. So yeah, there is some bright spots in this lineup, but there definitely is room for improvement for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch Jarren Duran this year. I
Yeah.
think that he's a breakout candidate.
Hmm.
Tristan Casas had a really good year last year too, 24 homers. These are last year's 2023 stats. We're going to go over to 2024 projections.
Hmm.
They have Casas projected to hit 28 homers
Yeah.
this upcoming year. Obviously, they're getting a full year of Trevor Story, which is going to be huge for them offensively.
Hmm.
Kind of curious how it goes with him moving back to short
Yeah.
because, he was at second base for the past couple seasons. And then Tyler O'Neill is one of those guys, too, that I think can pop some homers in Fenway. I think
Yeah.
he's going to take over that Adam Duvall type of role that they had with better defense. Obviously, they probably could be better in the catching spot, in
Yeah.
my
Definitely.
opinion,
Definitely.
but I don't really know what's out there. We can go take a look in a second here, but scroll down to the pitching real quick.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Obviously they bring in Lucas Giolito, Nick Pivetta in another lineup, a young guy in and Brian Bayo. Obviously you got Cutter Crawford and Tanner Houck there as well. So a couple of those guys have been in and out of the rotation, in the bullpen. Like they definitely need to add a starting pitcher. Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. And well, like I said, we'll get over to the free agent tracker here in a second.
Hmm.
Bullpen wise, you got Kenley, Chris Martin's pretty good too.
Yep.
Garrett Whitlock, that was a guy that's kind of, done a couple different things for the Red Sox. I like him in the pen personally.
Yeah.
Isaiah Campbell last year, let's go over there 2023. Yeah, Isaiah Campbell had a 2.83 last year. In
Hmm.
28 innings pitched, pretty small sample size, but was good for the Mariners, so it should be a decent fit for them. Um, Chris Martin was a dog last year,
Oh yeah.
1.05.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then right now they don't have Greg Weissert, who was acquired for Verdugo in the bullpen.
Hmm.
I guess they have Brian Mata and Justin Slayton making the team over him. I don't personally see that,
Yeah.
especially with them trading Schreiber yesterday to
The
the
Royals.
Royals.
Yeah.
They're kind of similar type pitchers.
Hmm.
So I I think that Weiser will make the team. So I'm not sure that's 100% accurate here at the bottom of the bullpen. Um, but all in all, maybe they can add.
Like you look at that service time, like there's four guys that don't even have a 1 year of service time. That's a young bullpen.
Yeah.
Like
And I,
that's
I think they'll add. I mean,
right.
it, there's still a lot of arms out there. There's still a lot of position players out there.
Hmm.
This has been a long off season as this is being recorded. Bellinger hasn't signed, Snell hasn't signed,
No.
Montgomery hasn't signed, Chapman hasn't signed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot still out there. There still is a chance to go full throttle, right?
Yeah.
Um, what that would probably be like a Blake Snell for them.
Hmm.
If I had to imagine, Bellinger I think could be a good fit, but probably isn't where they would go. So I think full throttle at this point would be getting like a Blake Snell. If we head over to the payroll real quick, it's not. I mean, it's higher than most, but it's not where they can't add another guy. Um, realistically, they they're only paying Kenley Jansen for one more year too. So you
Hmm.
got 16 million coming off the books next year. So you kind of have to look at it like we have 16 plus. Like if you went at Montgomery at 20 mil, right? A year, then you have for 4 years, 80 million. 16 of that's coming off next year. So it kind of is like handed over to Montgomery.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
So,
yeah, let's take a look at the free agent tracker here for a sec.
yep.
Um, they there is a lot to like with the starting. I mean, you can go out and get a guy like Jordan Montgomery, who they've been linked to, seems like all offseason, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned Blake Snell. Lorenzen wouldn't be a bad fit at the back end of that rotation. Even a guy like Hyunjin Ryu pitched for the Jays the last 3 years, obviously coming off
Yeah.
Tommy John. But I mean, those are a couple guys that wouldn't cost that much and
I
wouldn't
like
really,
Brandon Woodruff. I
yeah,
do. For the
yeah,
long term. Not
right.
long term, but 2 year deal. This year he'll rehab. Next year they get on track. They can actually do what they need to do.
Hmm.
Um, as far as filling this roster out, and then you put Brandon Woodruff right at the top of that rotation. You'll
Yeah.
still have Giolito next year.
Hmm.
So now you got Bayo, Woodruff, and Giolito as your three,
Hmm. It's not bad.
essentially, to start the year next year.
Yeah.
I do like Hyunjin Ryu as far as like innings eater.
Yeah.
Him and Giolito would probably eat a lot of innings. Montgomery as well eats a lot of innings. Especially with a team like this, it's young and doesn't have the depth in the starting pitching.
Hmm.
That's really invaluable. So, I think that those would be good fits. Blake Snell has only thrown 180 innings twice.
Yeah, we talked about that. Hey,
Yeah,
and you said if he pitches 180 innings, you might win you Cy Young.
yeah. Both times he pitched 180 innings, he won the Cy Young.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. I mean, I don't know. I think Snell would be like the big full throttle move, right? But I don't know. I think Jordan Montgomery fits the bill a little bit better for what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I agree. And let's take a look at the outfielders. They definitely could use another outfielder. Michael A. Taylor would be a good fit there, I think. Really good defender, can play some right field, tricky right field in Fenway. You could even like you could even bring in a guy like Duvall and play him in left and put Tyler O'Neill in right. You know what I mean? Like you could
Yeah.
do something like that. So there definitely is some flexibility options for them out there. I just can't believe how many free agents are still on the market. Like we're in spring training now and it's it's insane. So
Yeah. I think Michael A. Taylor is the perfect fit as well.
mhm,
And they're expecting him to make 7 million. He hit 24 homers last year.
yeah.
Career high. So
Mhm.
wouldn't expect that again, but you never know. Let's just go over to the catching real quick. Let's see here. Catchers. Oh, I still have outfielders in there. Let's take those out. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, we're
Oh
gonna have to
boy.
trade for somebody here.
Only- There's only three
Notable,
options.
notable three options, and I guess that goes in I guess
Yeah.
they're
Reese
sticking with
McGuire,
Reese
Connor Wong.
McGuire or Connor Wong. Connor Wong's not bad. McGuire, it is what it is. So, um, yeah,
Uh,
let's get past that, I guess. Let's go over the projected standings. Over here, they have them 82 and 80.
yeah.
Obviously, AL East is a very competitive
Oh yeah.
division. They have all five teams being over 500. It wouldn't surprise me if they hung around 80 to 82 wins, just because they are the Red Sox and it feels like they're always in the wild card race somehow, some way. Um, Unfortunately, it does have them last, and
That
I would
is
probably
insane
say,
though. That is
yeah,
insane that first to fifth is separated by 7 games. Like that is
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
good for baseball.
it's great for baseball.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think they hit it on the head here. I don't think the Rays will be higher than the Orioles. You got to remember last year the
Yeah.
Rays went like 20-5 to start the year.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
not. If I was a betting man, which sometimes I am, right? I would bet that Rays aren't going to win 20 games, 20 of their first 25 games or whatever
No,
it was.
definitely not.
So, and they were okay for the rest of the season. They weren't great.
No.
That big cushion they built at the
Oh
beginning
yeah,
of the season kind of got them to where they need to go. So,
right.
you know, obviously with the Wander Franco thing, they're not going to have him either. So,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
other than that, you got anything?
Nope, I think it was pretty solid.
All right, cool. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.